Professor B.L. Raju garu, Dean Professor A. Vinay Babu sir, faculty colleagues, and my dear participants. All over India, I think 230 registered for this FD. I extended a very warm welcome to you all to this AICT ATAL Faculty Development Program on Sustainable Energy and Climate Change. We delighted to have received approval from AICT to organize this FDP. This program will run for 1 week from 1st September to 6th September 2025 in online mode. Each day we will have two expert lectures from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 2 p.m. onwards 8 p.m. This FDP is to provide a platform for knowledge sharing among faculty members and professionals in the domain of sustainable energy and climate change. Based on these talks, participants will gain exposure to cutting edge research, best practices, and future directions in this field. We are fortunate to have with us eminent resource persons from esteemed institutions and industries who will enrich us with their expertise. I am sure all the participants will benefit immensely from their insights. I express my gratitude to AICT Atal Academy for granting us this opportunity and to our management for constant encouragement and support. Finally, I request all the participants to engage actively in the discussion, interact with the experts, and make the best use of this 1 week FDP program. With these words, I once again welcome you all and look forward to a fruitful and enriching faculty development program. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now invite our principal, Dr. B.L. Raju, sir, to address the gathering.
Welcome, Dr. Yesharatnam, Professor Chipuli.
Good evening. Our Honorable Correspondent Krishna Rao sir, Sriram Venkatesh sir, Secretary Higher Education, and Yesharatnam sir from Osmania University, Deans, Convener, Coordinators, and dear faculty and students. Good afternoon to one and all. Nice. It is my honor to welcome you all to this faculty development program on sustainable energy and climate change. We are living in a time when the demand for energy is increasing rapidly, and at the same time the impact of climate change is being felt across every sector of the society. Sustainable solutions are no longer optional. They are becoming essential for our survival and progress. As educators and researchers, our responsibility goes beyond classrooms. We must create knowledge, drive innovation, and inspire students to build a sustainable future. This FDP has been carefully designed to achieve these objectives. It will empower faculty members to integrate concepts of energy, sustainability, and climate change into curricula, guide impactful research projects, publish quality papers, and network with experts in this critical field. The sessions will cover a wide range of concepts: sustainable energy and the need for renewable alternatives. Next, climate change and its impacts on ecosystems, society, and economies. Third one, energy efficiency and conservation measures that reduce carbon footprints. Next, fourth one, artificial intelligence in climate change, where smart technologies can predict, monitor, and mitigate risks. Next, environmental impact assessments essential for sustainable development. Next, sustainability in business, industry, highlighting how corporate practices can align with green goals. Statistical insights into climate change and renewable energy, providing data-driven solutions for policy and practice. Current energy scenarios and their implications both at global and national levels. Next, mathematical models for optimal energy use, particularly in photoelectric and renewable sources. Next, sustainable energy in IT infrastructures, where energy efficiency meets digital transformation. Last one, applications of data science in sustainability, enabling intelligent decision making. And finally, a closer look at sustainable energy sources in India, which is crucial for our nation's growth and resilience. Beyond knowledge, this FDP will encourage us to collaborate, innovate, and promote sustainable practices among our students and communities. By doing so, we not only address today's pressing challenges, but also prepare future leaders to carry forward the mission of sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. May I now invite our Dean Academics, Professor A. Vinay Babu Garu, to address the gathering.
మనం అనుకోకుండా వచ్చిన శ్రీ యేసత్నం గారు ప్రొఫెసర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ traveling with this development of Stanley College. He is also a member of our quality assurance cell, IQAC cell member. Always he determines the quality and he directs us for the best quality. So, and at the same time, he is a professor of electrical engineering. So that means actual energy, which is the main source of energy, is electrical. So that is the reason that the title itself from the college itself attracted him. We welcome Yusratnam sir for this particular campus. And correspondent Krishnarao sir, and then our dynamic principal B.R. Raju sir, and always a source of generally the link between the AICT and our Stanley College is Dr. Vasundhara Madam, and always the source of library, source of knowledge is the library. The library madam always gets associated with the giving the knowledge not only just through books but through different activities also. Really dynamic librarian is Madhavi madam, and all my teachers, teaching friends and young students. So really climate change అనగానే నాకు మొన్ననే వచ్చిన వరదలు గుర్తొచ్చాయి. సో కామారెడ్డి అంత జన్మలో లేనట్టుగా కామారెడ్డి మెదకు సిద్దిపేటలో కూడా వరదలు వచ్చాయి. సో అన్ని ఎవ్రీవేర్ దట్ క్లైమేట్ is changing in such a way we cannot expect when the changes will come, how the disaster will be coming into the lives of the world. So that has to be predicted. So the climate change means not only ఇప్పుడు వర్షం వానకాలం పోయి చలికాలం వచ్చిందా, చలికాలం పోయి ఎండాకాలం వచ్చిందా, not that. At the same time, what are the things that are directly affecting the society? So thinking all these particular itself, the through from the Washington Accord itself, even to accredit the colleges, so the accreditation board is the and as our country is also part of Washington Accord, and which is again giving the direction for to maintain the quality of the different institutes. In that also, when there is knowledge sources, WKs are there, and at the same time, nowadays AICT and the government is very particular about SDGs, that is Sustainable Development Goals. So that has also become part of it. So really, we appreciate Vasudha Madam. Whenever a new terminology, new technology, new jargon is coming into the education, she will always catch it and try to cope up and try to get one score in at least one particular scheme for our college. Again, that is also not for a very how, not just for our personal development, but at the same time for the college development also. So which will be very, very important. So really, for last, almost 9 years or over, I think that this is the 10th year I am also, my service has been put up in this particular college. So really, what we are doing, what we are looking is continuous development of the college. In this particular development, and anyhow, all these, our own staff, students, only I need not repeat at the same time. But recently, now we have grown to such a stage. So whenever you think of OU affiliated colleges, we have become just third college. That is after CPAT and Vasavi, the Stanley college. Really, it's a great goal we have achieved. At the same time, of course, we even throughout the state also we have 12. All that number gaming are going on. But at the same time, not just numbers, but at the same time, we are also improving our quality of education. That is the main important. So quality of education not only through just getting the ranks or getting the best pass percentages, but at the same time giving different types of education also. So that is, we always know the learning means not only just classroom teaching. The learning means there are different means of the learnings are there. The learning, through classroom teaching, and at the same time learning by doing, learning by peer-based learning is also there. And at the same time, the learning should be not only just for the students, the learning should also be done by the faculty. That is the basic reason faculty development programs are being offered and sponsored by the right platform, that is AICTE. That is, ATAL is nothing but AICTE training and learning programs which is giving. So this particular through that it's right directly UGC and AICT is directing us how to maintain the quality and how to build up the quality. And at the same time, the biggest challenge was how the teachers should be permitted because all the colleges should run as it is. At the same time, classwork should go, and apart from the classwork, there will be another one works building up and applying to the SAR, settle, and at the same time, maybe different programs and different activities. All the faculties are very busy, not just teaching for 1 hour or two or sitting idle, but at the same time, all the faculty are involving in such a way the development grows, development occurs in all directions of the college. So that is the way we are busy. But at the same time, our development should also take place. Even the faculty should also development, faculty should also acquire their knowledge. That is the basic reason FDPs are being organized, and this is one of the way that the faculty should develop their academic standards and their academic knowledge. So, thinking all this, even thanks to AICT again, and thanks to the technology which has been implemented, online FDP programs also being allowed now. That is another way. Though the online was not actively there in before Corona, so the Corona has made us to practice about that particular methodology also. So not only giving the classes through online, but at the same time learning even for the teachers also could be done like this, and the teaching itself has been changed. Earlier that was only direct teaching, and now even the either online teaching, so now it has become a blended teaching is also there, online and offline, both teachings are going together. So rightly we are utilizing this particular thing, and only that this is another way that every faculty member not only just please don't attend this program just for certificates only, but at the same time let us try to learn the subject which are learning the subject, and of course, I mean, the people like elder people like us, I mean, they cannot go and sit along with the junior teachers, let us say, but this is the another way of online teaching. We can sit at home and we can sit alone and also listen to the resources. So in the Bedouin in the class and Alcoa, even we can also attend online also. That facility is also there. So really it's a great program which has been initiated by Vasundhara. But only one my submission on behalf of utilization of this particular program is because whenever we think of NBA accreditation, so whenever we are thinking, unfortunately, the programs which are done by the first year department, so now there is no scope of, I mean, of course, for the NAC and for other top parts of this, that always fetch, that is also a good thing that is occurring in the college. But if it is linked with any one of the engineering branch, so that particular branch can be, this could be roped in with the engineering branch, and we could also get some more marks in that assessment process also. So please, I request the basic sciences department and the mathematics, English, and all the people also, please let us do all these activities combined. We are the convener level.
మేము చూసాను సార్ నేను
So let the program be a combined program so that we can also be shown in in for the accreditation purposes also. I wish a great success of this particular program. Let's thank organizers for giving this up. Thank you very much.
వీటికి ప్రూఫ్స్ కావాలి సార్
Thank you very much, sir. May I
అది
now
scan
take the
చేసి
privilege to welcome Professor Yesratnam Garu from Osmania University. Stanley College welcomes you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, center
I invite Professor Yesratnam Garu to address the meeting.
Okay.
ఇప్పుడు మీ బెటర్ గా మేడం వీటి పని ప్రూఫ్స్ కావాలి
ఇప్పుడు ఇచ్చాక మీ
Good afternoon to you all. Respected dignitaries of the dais, Secretary sir, Krishna sir.
ఇది కాదు మేడం ఇప్పుడు ఇలా ఇలా
yes ఈ సర్టిఫికెట్స్ ని అలా ఇంకా రాలేదు చెప్పండి కొంచెం టైం పడుతుందంట వచ్చే వరకు ఏదో ఒకటి ఉండాలనుకుంటున్నా
అంటే నాకేం నాకైతే ఏం ప్రాబ్లం లేదు ఎంబీఏ వాళ్ళకి నాకైతే ఇదే కావాలి
IPSC, faculty members, my dear young students, ladies and gentlemen, press media. Very good afternoon to you all. It's my pleasure to have this opportunity to address this gathering with the permission of the Secretary sir, Krishna sir. Thank you, sir. So just now whenever sir told that yes, I am electrical engineer. Even for electrical engineers also, sustainable energy is sometimes difficult. So I feel proud to say that I have been associated with this college, Stanley College, for around 2 decades. So at the time of starting the college, I came as an examiner for the laboratory. At that time itself, I really felt very much happy that even though this college was young, excellent facilities were there for the students. And I am also glad to share you that I have been working in IPSC member for this college, and I am also happen to be the expert committee member of the National Board of Accreditation, New Delhi. For the last 6 months, almost I have visited several colleges across the country. Every month I used to get visit from NBA. Even more than 4 decades, 5 decades colleges also. I could not find the facilities whatever we have in this college. Even top universities like PEC, Chandigarh, etc., those colleges also I visited. But really, Secretary Sir and the entire team has been taking lot of care to provide the wonderful facilities in this college. So that's why, even though I'm an electrical engineer, whenever I feel that my energy is not sustainable, I used to come to visit this college without the permission of the correspondents are also, so that to have my energy sustainable. And I came to know through the co-coordinator Madhavi Madam just now that there were around 240 registrations were there for this wonderful program, that is ATAL Faculty Development Program. Really, this should congratulate as a professor of Osmania University for the entire team to arrange this wonderful workshop. And all of you are aware that in NIRF ranking also, this SDGs, that the new thing has been included. So in this context also, this topic is more appropriate for today's situations. So with this, I wish the organizers to have this workshop success, and I wish you all the best. And I thank the Krishna sir and the entire team for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable time. Now, may I request Mrs. Madhavi, co-coordinator, to propose vote of thanks. I request our correspondent, Shri K. Krishna Rao Garu, to present a memento to Professor Yesurathan Garu.
The whole program recorded live.
Thank you, Anushka. Good evening, everyone. As we come to the conclusion of this enlightening inaugural session of 1 week ATAL Faculty Development Program, scheduled from 1st to 6th September 2025, it is my honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our guest of honor, Sri Yesurathan Garu, for gracing this event with his esteemed presence. Sir, your inspiring words have truly set the tone for the week ahead. Your insights into sustainable energy and climate change have added immense value to this program. A special thanks to our secretary and corresponding sir, Sri K. Krishna Rao Garu, to give this opportunity, and management members Sri R. Pradeep Reddy sir and Sri T. Rakesh Reddy sir and Dr. A. Vinay Babu sir, Dr. Satyaprasad Lankal sir and Dr. V. Anuradha madam and all HODs and my dear faculty, my dear students. A special thanks to our FDP coordinator Dr. K. L. Vasundara for initiating today's proceedings with a warm welcome and a clear overview of the program's objectives. Your dedication and effort in planning and organizing this FDP are truly commendable. I would also like to thank all the eminent speakers and resource persons who have agreed to share their knowledge with us over the coming days. We are grateful for your time and expertise. To our distinguished guests, faculty, participants from various institutions, and respected colleagues, thank you for joining us today. Your active participation and enthusiasm are what make this program meaningful. A big note of appreciation goes to the organizing team
and support staff for their behind the scenes efforts in making this event successful. Lastly, we extend our sincere thanks to AICD and ATAL Academy for providing us with this valuable opportunity to host and participate in such a prestigious program. With this, we look forward to a productive and engaging week ahead. Let us all make the most of the sessions, interactions, and learnings that lies before us. Thank you. Thank you.
I request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगल नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद।
Vaidhi ma'am. I request Vaidhi ma'am to introduce, please. Ramanamurthy sir.
I am Dr. K. Vaidehi, Professor and Head AIDS Department from Stanley College of Engineering and Technology for Women. I am very proud and honored to welcome our Professor M.B. Ramanamurthy Garu. So, Radhakrishnan's birthday, Teachers' Day month, I am welcoming sir in the month of September. So, great mathematician and a very good teacher and great teacher. So, I am very happy to welcome you, sir. I wish to introduce sir. Sir is a professor and head for Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, University College of Science, Osmania University. Sir has awarded his PhD degree in the year 1986. So many of us are not born in those days. Sir is having 35 years of teaching experience. Sir has visited many countries. Saudi, UAE, sir is having contacts, and USA he visited, and Russia he visited. So many international countries he visited, and he took lectures in those countries. Sir has filed 69 patents and 396 papers has published, and 6 monograms and 14 books has published by sir. And sir has 67 PhD scholars. It's a great honor to us, sir, for welcoming you here. Sir is not only he is a mathematician, sir is a great teacher in neural networks, digital image processing, data analytics, IoT and AI, and web wireless sensor networks. Sir is not only a mathematician, very great computer science and information technology teacher also. We are very happy to invite you, sir. We are, our faculty members are waiting to listen your lecture. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation and starting our first session. Thank you so much, sir.
Should I start, please? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Good morning to everybody. First of all, let me thank the All India Council for Technical Education to provide this FDP program to this college, and also the management of the Stanley and my fellow teachers and participants And it is indeed my pleasure to talk a few things on and this evening with regard to sustainable energy solutions for the tomorrow. Basically, sustainability is nothing withstanding capacity, very well. With regard to any unexpected situation that is coming, within the context of the time, within the context of finance, within the context of resources, within the context of whatnot. So sustainability is the most important. In that context, today's this FDP has been named of it. So just let me tell what exactly the sustainable energy, where are you going to have that, how are you going to have it, and what are the basic requirements. And then at the end, I'll tell you mathematical as well as the computation requirements I speak. And then, so now when you speak about it, though today everybody is speaking about with regard to sustainable energy, because whatever the energy that, I mean, energy, nothing but power that is being produced from by all means of what do you call the hydroelectric power, or what do you call, hydroelectric power, solar power, and wind power, and what do you call the any other kind of powers. I mean to say is not sufficient at times, because it is sometimes it's going to have an impact on the nature. So nature will definitely show its effect on us. So to overcome from all these things, what you have to do is you have to think of what is called alternatives. So first of all, sustainable energy is nothing but comes out with the solar, it comes out from wind, it comes out from hydroelectric power, and also it comes out with what you call biomass, and also from what you call biomass, and also thermal power. So solar power, very that using solar panels to convert what do you call the solar sunlight into the electricity, and we have to reduce the reliance on what do you call fossil fuels, and lowering the what do you call the green gas emissions in residential and commercial what do you call complexes or buildings, whatever it may be. So the next aspect we speak about is with regard to wind energy, because this is the most important everywhere. Now you can see it in every country, every town, every place, wherever so you go in this world, you will find all called wind panels are being seen. Because it is harnessing wind turbines into generate clean electricity is meant for providing what do you call renewable energy source that reduces what do you call reduces the air pollution, and also it will help in energy independence for communities. The next is hydroelectric power, very well, because my PhD initially I worked on this areas MHD power generator turbines. So generating electricity by harnessing the energy of what do you call allowing the water to flow, and which supports sustainable energy generation, and it will minimize what is called environmental impact compared to traditional fossil fuel resources. That's what I said. So the next is the importance of sustainable energy is nothing but it is important with regard to economy. Yeah. With regard to economy, I mean to say growth of the economy with regard to the available resources, conserving the available resources, and also the most important requirement is nothing but you have to reduce what are called the emissions. Then next is how best you are securely using the energy. Then next is the most important the most important requirement is none other than technological innovations that they are going to take place in this context. And then also giving what is community, you have to resilience, you have to give. So these are, now let me speak about it. The important sustainable energy is nothing but is meant for promoting creative.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, is there any PPT, sir? You didn't share the PPT.
I have
Sir,
shared
is there
already.
any PPT?
Yeah, I've shared. Okay, I'll share it. 1 minute.
No, it's not
I've already
visible.
shared. Okay. Now is it okay? 1 minute. I will share it now. Another 1 minute. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Are you able
Hello,
to see
sir.
the screen? Are you able to see the screen?
1 minute.
Hel-
Manivannan, sir?
Yes, sir. Sir, Ramanamurthy sir, I just made you co-host, sir. I think you can use that to share your screen.
You made co-host. I
Yeah.
have already shared, madam. Okay. Shall I use a new tab? Otherwise, okay. Yeah.
No, sir. Give permission to Vidya Bhargavi.
Yeah, please.
I will send your PPT to Vidya Bhargavi.
Yeah, please.
Vidya,
Yeah, ma'am. You can send it to me. I'll share it.
yes, just a minute. I'm sending.
Shall I go ahead?
Yeah, just a minute. Please try it once, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, what happened? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, you are visible, but your PPT is not visible for us.
Just now I made it. You can already have shared with them. You can ask them to exhibit this. Play that.
Just a minute, sir. Vidya is sharing this screen.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now it's visible.
It's visible. Okay, go ahead. So,
yes.
All right. Yeah. So now
Vidya,
it's
please
visible, you said?
continue it.
Okay,
Sir, please start.
okay, right. So that's what I was just telling about it, and let me go to the.
Sir, can you see my screen sharing, sir?
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Okay, I'm seeing, no problem. 1 minute.
I just shared your presentation, sir. Can you
Okay,
see
right.
that?
No, yeah, I'm just starting. I'm just initiating. Okay, I was speaking about the importance of sustainability energy. I was speaking it in this one. I said that the importance is with regard to economic growth, with regard to resource conservation, with regard to reduced emissions, with regard to energy security, with regard to the most important technical innovations, I said. And then also, the importance has to be given to community resilience you have to give. Because when you speak about economic growth, it is meant for promoting employment creation for in the context of the renewable energy sectors and also reducing the costs. So when you speak about resource conservation, it is meant for enhancing the management of what we call natural resources through efficient technologies that are available. With regard to the reduced emissions, when you speak, it is nothing but you have to lower the green gas emissions to combat with what do you call climate change effectively. As and when there is changes in climate, it has to come back. So the other aspect I said is with regard to energy security, because basically it is you know very well, reliance on imported fossil fuels ensure energy independence. And when you speak about technology innovation, it is meant for encouraging development in the renewable energy sector by providing effective technologies and also effective practices. So the next is when you said community relations, when you speak about it, it is meant for strengthening the local economies and also what do you call the communities through sustainable practices. So this is what I said. Now let's see about it. Overall renewable energy resources include solar, wind, hydro, geothermal. That's what I said. So when you speak about solar energy can be harnessed using what is called photovoltaic cells to generate electricity from homes and also from the businesses. So the next is when you speak about wind is nothing but you have to use, I told you, have to turbines. So when you use turbines, they are meant for converting the kinetic energy from wind to electrical energy. And they provide what is called sustainable power source. Okay. And then when you speak about hydropower utilizes what do you call powering then it is which will allow the water to flow for generating electricity and making it reliable and clean an energy option. So when you speak geothermal, it is called, basically it is meant for tapping it into heat and also the earth's core for heating and also electricity generation in various applications. Okay, right. The next is, yeah. So I just speak about solar energies and advantages and other things I will tell, and then we'll go to that. So when you speak about it, solar energy technologies and applications, it is basically people are facing problems with high green gas emissions because they are all adapting what are called traditional energy sources. So now what is the solution for this? When you speak about it, you have to implement solar energy solutions for clean power. Then the advantages include, or you include what is the reduction of carbon footprint and also sustainable energy source. Okay. Then next is this is what basically the technologies and applications speaking. So next is I just speak about wind energy and then we'll go to the rest. Basically, wind energy. What is wind energy? What are the main problems that you are facing it? See, and what is the solutions that you are offering? What are the advantages that you are deriving? And how one has to have a clarity in the approach. So in this context, we have to think of dependency on when you speak about problem, whatever that you are facing is with regard to dependence on fossil fuels creates environment issues. So that is a very important problem. It will affect on health and it also affect on all kinds of problems that will be faced by the human as well as society. So what type of solutions that you are offering in this context is utilizing wind turbines you have to use and they are meant for converting wind to electricity. Advantages I told you, it is meant for reducing the greenhouse gas emission and what do you call greenhouse gas emissions only with regard to up to of the pollution levels. That's what. So what type of approaches that you're adapting? The first is you have to adapt with regard to site selection, with regard to turbine installation, with regard to grid concentration connection, and also with regard to monitoring the entire system. So when you speak about the approaches that you are adapting for this in this context is the site selection is independent. Actually, you need to identify the optimal locations for wind energy generation. The second aspect is whenever you wanted to install any turbine, then what you have to do is you have to install wind turbines to harness wind power efficiently. That's the only objective. Then the next is how about grid? Grid connection. It means for connecting turbines to the power grid for effective distribution is nothing but grid connection. Then monitoring system is nothing but is meant for implement, you have to implement systems to monitor energy production rates. So this is basically the what are called the wind energy and you harnessing power from nature. So, okay, right. So hydropower, this is a very important thing in which we had my initial contribution for my research. So this is, when you speak about producing power from water, it's nothing but hydropower. See, energy from this is nothing but creation of energy from water resources. So it is nothing but it is there are some few again here also problems are faced, solutions are efforts, and advantages are derived. So with regard to problems, what I have placed is because the limited energy resources lead to environmental issues. And when solutions, when you speak, I'm using what we call water flow to generate the renewable energy. When the benefit include what I said is what is called it is meant for reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and creating a what you call unpolluted environment. So therefore, the adaptive whatever the procedure that you have to adapt is first of all you have to identify the site. You have to make a perfect design. You have to make a perfect design and you have to implement it and then you have to monitor everything. So when I speak about site, basically it is meant for identifying suitable locations for hydro power plants. You have to, okay. So the second aspect is perfect design. The perfect design deals with the creation of efficient system for water energy capture. Okay, then the implementations part when you speak about with regard to approach is nothing but is meant for constructing the infrastructure and install what is called whatever the equipment that is required. Okay, then you need to maintain. So maintenance is nothing but you have to regulate the entire system and you have to monitor and optimize the system performance. To optimize system performance. So the next what we have is geothermal energy. This is a very important thing where with the NGRA does a lot of work on this. So it is basically, but again here also you have to question the with regard to the geothermal energies because questions with regard to what are the problems that you are facing, what are the solutions you are suggesting, what are the advantages that you are going to derive. So when you speak about the problem, basically high reliance on fossil fuel for energy and solutions are nothing but you are utilizing geothermal energy for sustainable power and advantages include the reduction of the carbon emission and perfectly controlling the pollution in a significant way. That is what. Okay, right. So now the next is biomass energy. When you speak about biomass energy, utilizing organic materials is most important. And again, here also the three aspects you have to think of it like what type of problems you are facing, what type of solutions that you are suggesting, what are the advantages that you are deriving. In that context, when you speak about it, basically problem is nothing but everywhere the universal problem is dependence. Dependence on fossil fuels because they increase carbon emissions. The solutions that you are going to offer is you are harvesting organic waste for renewable energy production and the advantages that you are going to derive is creating a greenhouse gases and you are making a reduction with regard to greenhouse gases and it will in fact what do you call promote the sustainability. Okay, right. So now let us see this. Energy storage solutions for sustainability includes, what do you call batteries. Today, everybody is speaking about lithium aluminum hydride batteries. See, utilizing lithium ion batteries for renewable energy storage enhances efficiency and reduces grid dependence. Then, how are you going to use in the with regard to pumping in hydroelectric power? So, pumped hydroelectric storage is a proven method for balancing the supply and demand in the energy system efficiently and effectively. Now, not only the batteries, not only what is called pumped hydro, solution, but also one more thing we use what is called flywheels. Flywheel energy storage system is meant for providing fast response times and high durability for grid stabilization. Flywheel energy is meant for storing fast response times and high durability for grid stabilization, I said. Then we are also using what are called supercapacitors because supercapacitors are the most ideal for quick bursts of energy, helping to manage power fluctuations in a renewable energy systems. Okay, right. The next is so smart grids and sustainable energy management. You speak about cost savings is around 20%, renewable share is 60%, grid stability is high, user environment is user engagement when you speak about it is 75%. So there is a vertical 0 to 70% upgradation is there, and customer satisfaction is only 46%. And current efficiency when you speak it is between 50 to 75, in between around 60%. Then distribution of the energy sources when you speak about it, solar, wind, hydro, and geothermal. So solar is 15, 20, 40 and 20 and 20 and 15%. This is how the distribution of energy sources is. So now, what about the economic impacts of the sustainable energy? The economic impacts of sustainable energy include what you know with regard to job creation, with regard to investment growth, with regard to cost savings, with regard to economic reliance. So in this, you have to think of what is called the major, major factors in which you have to provide is static impact, static, and then impact, and you have to see in which sector it is going to do, and in which year they start when you speak about it, and where they are using all these things. Job creation is only 3 millions, and when you speak about it is static. Whereas the impact, increasing employment opportunities it has, and then renewable energy sector is year is on 2023 and speak, it's affected in United States and is forecast. Basically, type of nothing but is forecast. So investment growth when you speak about 500 billions and then boosted market diversification is the impact on that, and the sectors when you speak is a clean technology, and when you speak in the year is 2025. So location is global, and then the type is estimation. So cost savings when you speak, because we are interested in these things, right? Cost savings and economic resilience. So that's most important for us. Cost savings is 20% with regard to static. With regard to impact, the cost savings is only reduced energy expenses, and with the sectors in which use it, household sectors we have used it. And then it's 24 we have used it, and location is local everywhere you can use it, and type is still understood. So then economic resilience, when you speak about it, it is your static is 40%, impact is around enhanced economic stability, and whereas this is the sector regions you have to do it, and then in 2026 and effective which is UU, and then in European Unions they are using it, and this type is projection. Today in most of the Norway and other countries like Norway and some of the European countries, they are perfectly using this plus. Okay, so insights when you speak about it, that it is going to create jobs, it is going to provide an opportunity for investment, it is going to provide an opportunity for savings. See, when you speak about jobs, naturally 3 million jobs are added from renewable energy growth we are adding. And when you speak about investment, it is 500 billion projects for clean technology by 2025 it was estimated. Now, around we are closing the 2025. Now it is likely to enhance further. So therefore, savings when you speak about 20% reduction on average energy bills for nationwide, you can see this. Okay, right. The next is what are type of policies and frameworks that you are going to adapt for supporting this type of renewable energy. So the policy frameworks include what you call incentives, it includes regulations, and it includes subscription, subside as a what type of subsidies you are going to provide, what type of mandatories that you are going to provide, and how effectively the research R&D is being implemented, and then how the education is going to support, how the grid integration is going to be done, and what type of international cooperations we are getting. So this basically deals with policy framework supporting the renewable energy. So when you speak about implementation incentives, you see implement tax credits to boost the investments in renewable projects. Then you have to regulations when you speak, you have to enforce standards that require minimum use of renewable energy, whereas subscribe when you subscribe Subsidies, when you speak about it, it is providing financial support to the public for developing and deployment of clean energy. When you speak about mandates, it is meant for what you call mandates. When you are speaking about it, it is nothing but when you speak about mandates, so you have to establish what is called renewable energy portfolio standards for energy providers. We have to mandate, these are the mandates. Then research, when you speak about it, you need to provide funding. Funding, you have to provide it by using what you call allowing public and private participation to accelerate the clean energy technologies. Education is nothing but promoting awareness, companion, highlighting the benefits of specific renewable energy systems. And the grid integration is the most important thing. You have to invest in infrastructure for supporting the diversified energy grid systems. Then you need to have, at the same time, international cooperation is also required. You need to engage in global partnerships to share the knowledge and technology. Okay, right. Now, the global initiatives for sustainability include renewable funding, policy advisory, and also community engagement, and the most important thing, the technology innovations. So, as far as the renewable funding is concerned, you have to invest in renewable energy projects to stimulate sustainable development, and you have to, concentration, you have policy advocacy. So, it is meant for promoting policies that support clean energy utilization and reduction of emissions. Then community engagement is a thing, but it is meant for encouraging communities for adopting sustainable practices through education. Okay, then when you speak about technology innovations, you need to support the development of technology that will make enhancement with regard to renewable energy efficiency. So when you are doing it naturally, you will come across with certain challenges in transmitting to sustainable energy that include cost, infrastructure, policy, public awareness, and supply chain. This is the most important thing. So cost is high initial investment required for sustainable energy technologies. Infrastructure is nothing but existing energy infrastructure may not support new technologies efficiency, but however, you need to think of a policy which is meant for regulating the barriers, and it has to because it can slow the adoption of sustainable energy solutions. And next is, when you speak about public awareness, it is a limited public knowledge affects the acceptance of new energy sources, and therefore we need to have the most important aspect of supply chain mode. So it is none other than what we call it challenges in sourcing materials, whatever required for sustainable energy systems. Okay, right. The next is innovative technologies in the energy. When you speak about it, so it is innovative technologies in renewable energy, nothing but solar panels, wind panels, and energy storages. So solar panels are nothing but advanced solar panels utilize what is called, I told you, photovoltaic cells they use it, which are efficient for converting sunlight into electricity, significantly contributing to sustain with energy solutions worldwide. Here, wind turbines, because the modern wind turbines harness wind energy, uses what is called innovative blade design and materials, and optimizing energy capture and generating clean electricity for local and national grids. Then the next aspect is energy storage. So when you speak about innovative technologies in the renewable energy, is the thing, how are you going to store the energy? So energy storage is most important because they cutting edge technology that you have to adapt in this context. We are, as I already stated, that we have to use lithium aluminum hydride batteries. You have to use it, lithium ion batteries, and you have to pump it to hydro storage and enable efficient storage of renewable energy, making sure a suitable supply during fluctuations. That's what. Okay. Then community-based renewable energy projects, you have to think of it. This include, problems, whatever that you are facing there, is to be limited to access for affordable energy source for communities. And the solutions offered is nothing but you have to implement local renewable energy solutions for communities. And also you have to draw a major advantages that include the benefits include empowers communities for generating their own clean energy. This is what you are. Okay, right. So corporate responsibility energy practices is nothing but it include reduction, it include renewability, it include efficiency, it include education, it include what you call reporting. So when you speak about reduce, see, corporate responsibility reduce and energy practices. It implement energy audits because it's meant for implementing inspections, audit and again inspection to identify saving opportunities. Then renewables. So you need to invest in solar and wind power projects for sustainable sourcing. Then efficiency, when you speak, you have to upgrade the energy efficient appliances and systems company wide. You have to, you have to upgrade. Then, with regard to education, the practices practices with regard to corporate responsibility energy is nothing but is meant for providing training on sustainable practices for all employees. And the next most important thing is you have to establish transparent metrics for tracking energy consumption annually. Okay, right. The next is, So for that, what you have to do is you need to make the public to be aware with regard to education and with regard to the sustainable energy. For that, you need to conduct workshops, you need to conduct school programs, you have to conduct online campaigns, you have to conduct local events, you have to conduct what is called, you have to, for conducting all these things and then provide what is called the required material for them. So, organize community workshop on sustainable energy practices and introduce renewable energy curriculum in the K-12 schools you have to use it. And then online companion, you have to develop social media, companions promoting energy conservation tips. And you have to also have what are called local events to be conducted. You need to host events on a and you have to host the events for showcasing your talents and local energy, importance of the local renewable energy projects. So the next important thing is what type of resource materials that you are going. So resource material with regard to the public awareness and education on energy is nothing but it speaks about the distribution of pamphlets and brochures on energy saving techniques. You have to write. Okay, right. The next is you have to, what is the future tomorrow with regard to sustainable transportation solutions? So the most important thing today, we are already started using the electrical vehicles, public transport, bicycle sharing, carpooling systems you have to adopt it. Okay. So when you speak about electrical vehicles, they are all already increased. They have the adoption of this is increased significantly now because it is reducing what is the greenhouse gas emissions and our reliance on fossil fuels. Okay. Now, public transport systems like enhancing the public transport infrastructure will it encourage what you call a paradigm shift with regard to personal vehicles to move to sustainable travel option. Then bicycling sharing. Bike sharing programs will promote cycling and leading to reduce congestion and lower carbon footprint in urban areas and also making people to be more healthy. So carpooling systems is nothing but it is efficient carpooling systems will decrease the number of vehicles on the road and it minimize energy consumption and pollution. Right. So now let's speak about waste energy technologies and innovations. So what type of problems we are facing, what type of solutions we are doing, what type of advantages you are doing. When you speak about it, it is when the land lift, because problem is landfills are overflowing and they are causing pollution. Solutions that you are offering is you have to utilize waste materials to generate renewable energy. Advantages is it will reduce waste and while producing clean energy. Okay. So the financial models for renewable energy include one investment type, funding source, and project returns and risk assessments. So that deals with equality, debit, and grants. So when you speak about it, the highlights of this is nothing but you have to think of what is investment type is 30% equality, and debit is 50%, and grant is 20%. Okay, funding resources are concerned with that. Equality is only 40, and debit is 30, and grant is 30. Whereas when you speak about projected returns, 5 to 10 equality, and the debit is 3 to 5, and the grant is only 10 to 15%. Whereas speaking about the risk assessment is very low when you speak about equity. When you speak about debit, it is medium. Risk assessment is medium. When you speak about grant, risk assessment is very high. So it's a the highlights include, what is the cost efficiency, investment growth, and job creation. When you speak about it, the cost efficiency is nothing but it is basically renewables will reduce cost by 70% over traditional energy. When you compare it, the renewable energies reduce the cost by 70% with regard to the traditional energies. When investment growth is there, renewable energy investments will grow to 20% last year. And renewable energies created around 250,000 new jobs. Subsequently, it has been doubled down. That's the situation. Okay. So sustainability assessment tools and metrics is energy usage, carbon. This is most important. Energy usage, carbon footprint, and also waste reduction, and also renewable resources. When you speak about it, energy usage is on 75%, carbon footprint is 50 grams, and waste reduction when you speak 30%, and renewable source is 40%. So when you plot a year-wise percentage, when you draw about it, it is slowly reducing energy and emissions trends are being reduced year-wise. So distribution of the renewable energy sources are, for example, solar to wind to hydro, and also geothermal. When you speak about it, solar, this is solar. And when you speak about wind, it is 25%, hydro, and then geothermal is only 25%. So this is a sample I have made it edit, which is meant for predicting the effectiveness with regard to sustainability assessment. Now, you need to deploy what are called case studies. So case studies in a successful energy initiative, if you think, it includes what are called the problems that you are facing, what are solutions you are suggesting, what are the advantages that you are deriving. For problems, basically high reliance on fossil fuels for energy needs is problem. Already I told you. The solution is you have to implement renewable energy solution like solar and wind. You have to implement. When you speak about the advantages, the main advantage only you have to reduce the carbon emission and environment impact. So for that, what type of approaches that you are adapting is you have to assess, you have to plan, you have to implement, you have to monitor. So when assessing is nothing but it is basically evaluation of current energy usage and then sustainable practices. So planning is nothing but develop a comprehensive strategy for renewable integration. Then you have to implement because it is meant for executing the planned initials with a community involvement. So now you have to monitor. So it is basically regularly you have to review the process for making sure the effectiveness and adaptability. So this is what monitoring. So this speaks about case studies in successful energy initiatives. Now, impact on climate change. This is the most important thing where our mathematics has been used extensively, and that will be spoken by the next speaker because it's not there in my listing. Okay, right. So now, impact of climate change on energy needs is nothing but it is meant for what is called it is showing that there is a increasing demand. It's also showing that the renewable focus. It's also showing that energy is effectively not efficiently energy efficiently successfully made. And it's also next it is also meant for resilient grids. We have used it. Impact on resilient grids. And also, it has been supported with policies that you are making, and also community, what you call, engaged perfectly. So when you speak in detail, increased demand, you can see climate change intensifies what you call energy demand and during extreme weather conditions, like today you are facing in Hyderabad. See, then renewable focus, shift towards renewable to migrate climate-related energy disruptions. Same thing. So when you speak about energy efficiency, the most important thing, because it is implementing energy efficient technologies for reducing overall consumption effectively. Then resilient grids they are nothing but meant for upgrading the energy infrastructure in order to withstand with the various unexpected situations, unexpected changes that are going to take place, climate related, and also which are also in the context of the disasters that you are finding. Okay, then for that, what you do is you need to advocate for policies promoting sustainable energy solutions become what is called a crucial aspect. So you for that you a community engagement. You have to involve community for making sure that making sure that localized solutions addressing specific energy needs. You have to make community to be engaged. So these are all what we call the impacts of the climate change on energy needs. Now, behavioral changes, when you speak about it, with regard to sustainable energy use, what is called they use awareness, mindfulness, incentives, and collaboration. So when you speak about awareness, it increases knowledge about energy conservation and what are the advantages and the advantages with regard to crucial environment. And then you have to make mindfulness. It is being we have conscious of energy usage can lead to significant savings and also incentives that you are providing. Okay, provide rewards and encourage individual for adapting energy saving practices. You need to think of collaboration. Community efforts can amplify the impact of individual energy sources, okay, energy choices. So, what are the opportunities? The opportunities includes cost saving, environmental impact, technology adoption, and behavioral shift. Already I spoke to you about it. Reduction of energy bills through conservation measures is achievable. And environmental impact, when you speak about it, our intention is only reducing the carbon emissions because lowering carbon footprint significantly will contribute to sustainability. This is what I said. Then technology, because for doing all these things, emerging technologies has to be given sufficient place for promoting more efficient energy using practices. With regard to the behavioral shift, this is very important. Encouraging sustainable habits that are needed for what is called gradual lifestyle changing. You have to change gradually. You have to change the lifestyle. For that, you have to have a behavioral shift. So collaboration between the government and industry. So you have to share the goals, you have to share the policy support, you have to adapt it, and you have to also have for a research funding, you need to have a public environment. So for that, joint initiatives will be there, funding mechanisms you have to think, and you have to think how best you can regulate the framework, how best you can involve what is called the stakeholders involvement. You have to think of workflow plan. That includes workflow plan. I mean, the workflow plan includes joint initiatives, funding mechanisms, regulatory framework, and also how the stakeholder involvement has to be there. You have to think. So the future trends in the sustainable energy development is nothing but solar technology, wind technology, what do you call energy storage, and smart grids. So advantages in solar technology will increase efficiency and reduce the costs for all users, including households. Whereas when you speak about wind energy, when you speak about it, offshore wind farms are projected to expand significantly, harnessing greater wind potential for power generation. This is what wind energy is. Now, energy storages, I already told you, innovations in the battery technology will enhance energy storage, ensure reliability in renewable energy supply chains. And also, we have to think of what we call the trend with regard to smart grids. So integration of smart grids enables what do you call integration of smart grids will enable better energy management and distribution. For that, you need to optimize the sustainable energy use. Optimization of sustainable energy use, you have to do that. That will help in creating of smart grids. And so with this, like these four futures, like solar technology, wind energy, energy storage, smart grids, the future can definitely lead to have a better sustainability in the energy development. So yeah, this is very important with regard to pollution and the carbon dioxide 120 and energy renewable existing and waste recycle and water. When you speak about it, we saw the carbon, we have 54% here, renewable is only 24%, and whereas current emission rate is up to 50, the carbon emission. Okay, emission rate. Whereas yearly comparison method, when you adapt it, year by year, it's slightly more here, and it is yeah, you can see from 2020 to 2023 there is a slight increase. So the same thing can be these available statistics, you can do that. Okay, now when you are doing all this, what type of ethics that are required to what do you call energy consumption and production? This include first of all balance, the second is impact, the third is innovation, fourth is called equity. So the challenges what you face here is with regard to resources, with regard to policy gaps, with regard to public awareness, with regard to technology. So balance is nothing but a sustainable approach. You have to need it. You need approach that will seek to have a balance with regard to energy needs and also with regard to environmental health. This is very important. So the impact on this is nothing but assessing energy production impacts on what is it called ecosystems and local communities is very crucial. So innovation, when you speak about innovation, with regard to ethics of energy consumption, production, you have to think of what you call promoting innovations that reduce the most important objective of carbon emission. Okay, that is called carbon footprints and promote efficiently. So you have to think of what you call making sure a fair access to sustainable energy resources for all populations. So when you are doing it, the challenges I told you, resource limits will be there. Sometimes there will be some policy gaps there. Sometimes public are not aware, and sometimes technology reliance is most important because heavy reliance on technology could lead to unforeseen challenges also sometimes and changes. Okay, so therefore, community resilience through sustainable energy is nothing but and they will think in the context of energy. They think in the context of economy, in the context of environment, in context of innovation, in the context of they will think community will reliance will be there. When you speak about sustainable energy, so community reliance through sustainable energy, energy is nothing but sustainable energy reduces reliance, I said, on fossil fuel efficiency. So when you speak about efficiency here, it's higher energy efficiency leads to reduced overall consumption. Whereas economy, when you speak about it, it's meant for creation of employment in renewable energy sectors, and that will lead that will boost all local economies. So if you adapt it, naturally communities can adapt it, changing climate to energy needs. And then when you speak about environment, naturally lower carbon emissions promote health, ecosystems, and communities. So the cost effectiveness is only investing the renewable yields. They will have a long-term financial benefits will be there. And innovation, when we speak about it, so it's advancements in technology. You have to drive them for with regard to energy efficiency and access. When you see that the insight of the sustainable technology is nothing but is meant for social impact. So it increased access to energy support, social equal and initiatives, social equality initiatives you have to think. Right? Then next is when you speak, the next, yeah. So this is what you have. The summary of the next steps for the implementation, just quickly I'll tell and go ahead to the requirement. So now, when you speak about increasing renewabilities, policy support, investment, innovation, and energy efficiency, community engagement, global cooperation is required. So when increasing renewables, it will shift towards what we call renewable energy sources will reduce the dependency factor with regard to fossil fuels. Then when you speak about policy support, naturally, robust policies and initiatives are essential for promoting sustainable energy initiatives, whereas investment innovation is nothing but investing anything in R&D for a clean technology is crucial for achieving what are called long sustainability. Now, when you speak about efficiency with regard to energy efficiency, so it is implementing energy efficient technologies. If you implement, they can significantly low down overall consumption. I mean to say, energy efficiency when you implement energy efficient technologies, they can significantly low down the what you call overall consumption. And with this, what happens? Community engagement when you have to make. So when you involve communities in energy decisions, in this, the decisions with regard to enhancing acceptance and effectiveness, that will be a healthy environment. And the next aspect is global cooperation is essential. Global cooperation is nothing but it's a collaboration across the borders is necessary for addressing global energy challenge efficiently. Okay. So the outline what I want to just is what alternative clean energy, renewable energy consumption, wind energy, and energy cost perspectives. This I will going to discuss now. So in this, the most important thing is I speak on the various aspects of alternative energies with regard to clean context, clean energy context. So it is done from wind, it is done from solar, tide and wave. It also can be done from hydroelectricity and also can be done from biomass and also waste. So these are the various alternative clean energy possibilities. So the total energy generated by renewable resources is around that. This what given with 2000. Now it's already increased sufficiently. So wind energy, what is this actually? There are certain minimal speeds at which the wind can flow. Okay. For example, small turbines, it is 13 kilometers per hour, and large planets require speed for 20 kilometers per hour that we require. It is 5.6 meters per second. That's it. Okay. So this is basically there is a problem. When you are using this, one of the major problems that the wind power is nothing but with regard to space. So you know very well, in also the computational environment, whenever you are designing any algorithm for any solution for any problem, we have to think of two things. One is called space, the other is called time. Here also the space takes very important. So one of the major problem is with the wind power in the space that is used by one is called so-called wind farms. In some cases, what happens, the space taken up seriously, what you call alter the environment. This is basically, I mean to say that wind farms requires a great deal of spare mileage. There quite a bit space between the actual wind machines, so this space can be used for agricultural purposes. Okay. And another problem that you will come across with the wind is nothing but relatively speaking, that relatively speaking it is does not generate very much energy for the price that what you are investing. Perhaps this is a setback and is made for what you call in a eco-friendly environment it is made. Okay, right. So the next is, so when renewable energy consumption is what we have given, natural gas, coal, natural gas, petroleum, and other things when you speak about renewability is nothing but solar, hydroelectric, geothermal, biomass is what you have. Okay, right. So next is, so wind energy growth is growth for example from 2007 to till it has been grown sufficiently. Okay, right. comparison of technology progress scenarios that will be like. So gas